When did you first come up with the idea to have two fights?
Literally, it was after me fighting Alex Wasabi and then him pulling out. Alex Wasabi, sorry. And after that, I was like, all right, cool, let me fight Swarms. And then after that, I was like, I need to do more. I need to do more. I need to push myself to the limit. And I decided to fight a pro boxer before Jake Paul.
Just before you got Swarms in, did you ever consider Andrew Tate as an opponent?
No. And I don't know if the zone will allow Andrew Tate to be on on a card. But I mean, if they're down, then yeah, maybe that could be another option for my next few fights.
What do you think of him as a person, and obviously the way he's kind of built himself around social media based on his views and opinions?
I think I think he has a lot of good points when it comes to hard work and success, and being strong and working out. But I think his views on women are totally screwed, miscued, and just terrible. I don't want for my girlfriend to be a servant or a slave. I want someone who's going to challenge me. I want someone that's going to tell me what right is right and what wrong is wrong, and someone that I can enjoy life with and not have to control.
Have you got yourself a timescale on the potential Jake Paul fight at Wembley next year?
The timescale, so obviously we want it in 2023. I think the negotiations will make it longer, but we've got a few plans up our sleeve to make sure it comes sooner rather than later. But it's not going to be an easy conversation. Obviously, he's going to think he's this A side. He's going to be like, I want to fight this weight. He's going to be like, oh, I want to fight in this venue, and there's all these other things. So basically, I'm using this whole Misfits thing to show what my pay-per-view power is, and then after that, once I've beaten him with that, then the talk will be a lot easier in my favor.
Your manager said yesterday that there's an offer on the table to do a winner-take-all scenario, and he said if Jake goes back on his word, he will reveal the contract negotiation. Is that going to happen? Do you think that's possible? Is he going to risk it all for that?
I honestly do not think he's going to risk it all. I think he's just going to... He says a lot of this stuff for the talk, all talk. He's a lot of talk, but for me, he's just full of shit. I'm sorry. He's just full of shit. And even with him wanting to fight me for this event, it was all BS. It was just him being like, yo, let's just fight, let's go, let's do it. And then it was a stalling tactic to make sure that the event doesn't happen. But either way, the event is now happening. I'm fighting two people, and I'm showing him that I'm serious about this boxing thing. I remember this is my first fight in 3 years. This is meant to be my warm-up fight, and I'm pushing myself to the limit, constantly making myself work, making everything an event. So yeah, fought Jake, and sooner or later I will get to him, and it'll be great.
What has Logan told you about how he's going to go into you and Jake fighting, right? Like, obviously, you guys are business partners. Where are his allegiances going to lie?
I know it's an awkward, weird situation for Logan, but I fully understand that he has to be 100% for his brother. It's his blood. Yes, me and Logan are business partners, but at the end of the day, like, if my brother was fighting Logan, I'm going to always go for my brother.
Hey, maybe they should, because neither of them have won yet, right?
Well, I think Deji needs to focus on Fusi first, and then continue before he gets to Logan Paul.
JJ, can I ask you, what level of difference do you think you see between yourself as a fighter and Jake Paul? Like, who's the better, and how big is the gap between you two?
I think the gap is pretty much obsolete. I don't think there is a gap. I think we're either level or I'm above him, but I need to show it. So, August 27th, I'll show the levels. I think his output is too slow. I think his footwork is a bit slow. I think he's a very slow-paced fighter, whereas I'm all output. I'm relentless. I'm that dog, and I use that with skill now.
So. Do you rate the right hand?
Sorry?
Do you rate the right hand?
Yeah, overhand. But he's not going to be able to just connect me with it. With every person he's knocked out, they've either rushed into him or they've stood still. And with me, I'm not a person that's going to rush in or just stand still. For me, I'm bouncing, constantly bouncing, or if I'm not bouncing, I'm just edging in and out, in and out, in and out, keeping that range, using my jab to range find.
What in your mind do you need to show from your two fights on Saturday to show to Jake Paul that you've got a bigger right hand and a bigger killer instinct than him?
Well, I mean, I think everyone knows that I have power, but for me, it's more just to show my boxing technique and my boxing skill and that how much I've improved. And that, you know, these 3 years, I haven't just been working on music. I haven't just been doing YouTube videos. I haven't just been working with the sidemen. I've also been boxing behind the scenes with shoot fighters, Alexis Damaris. We've been going hard and making sure that when it comes to me getting in that ring, I show everyone that I'm a force to be reckoned with.
JJ, Andrew Tate's had your name in his mouth the last couple of weeks, talking about why would he not get in there and fight you. If this Jake Paul fight doesn't happen, or there's any, I don't know, hard negotiations to have, if he starts saying I want the money now, is Andrew Tate someone you'd consider getting in there with? Because he's got a lot of clout at the minute.
There's a lot of options. I think for me, it's all whether DAZN will allow someone like Andrew Tate to be on. Obviously, Andrew Tate has a few negative connotations to him, and right now he's been banned from Meta, banned from most social medias, TikTok as well. So it's whether DAZN wanted to be involved with that. So I think I'll have to think about that. But there's obviously lots of names in the card. I know the winner of Slim versus Temper, or Gibb versus Austin, or Tommy Fury, or Dylan Dennis, or, you know, there's plenty of names in the field, in the hat. But for me right now, I just need to focus on these 2 fights, get these guys knocked out, and then kind of just see what's going on with the other fights.
Two fights is a bit of a stunt in a way. Are there any other stunts in your mind for future episodes?
I don't really know. I think this will be your first and last. I don't think I'm going to be doing 2 fights in one night again. This was definitely just to show that I'm serious and show that I'm a force to be reckoned with, essentially. So.
JJ, how much do you rate this Mexican fella you've brought in? Have you seen much of him? And
He's a pro boxer, of course. I have to take everyone seriously, okay? And he's got that long reach. He's got a good left body, and he's got a good uppercut. And yeah, he's going to keep me at range. But I know what I need to do to get on the inside and work on that body, because I know that's probably one of his weaknesses. And then, you know, I want to try and get that overhand in as well. There's a few things I want to work on, but with him, yeah, I need to be smarter. I need to be more alert. I can't just do a jab fight with him, because he's going to win that 110% of the time.
Is there something dangerous about Swarms? You know, you don't know much about him, haven't seen any footage of him. Is there something dangerous? You know, you're really entering an unknown quantity, especially with Pineda as well. These 2 opponents you don't really know much about.
Well, yeah, obviously it is with Swarms, he is unpredictable. Don't really know what to expect. There isn't any footage. So with Pineda, like, I was able to go, okay, cool. This is what he's good at. This is what he's bad at. This is what I can capitalize on. Whereas with Swarms, there's nothing. I don't know what he's going to do. He might come swinging, and if he catches me, it could easily knock me out. That's why I have to be quite cautious. I need to be quite careful and see what I need to do. And from then, just work the jab, move, work the jab, get my right hand in, work on his body, get a few face shots, and eventually knock him out.
How important is it now? You know, you was obviously training with Vidal for this one, for the Logan Paul fight. You were training with Vidal. This time you're at London Shoot Fighters. What's it like transitioning to like a new gym and everything?
Well, I mean, training with Vidal was amazing, and I think he was one of the reasons what got me the whole dogginess and the heart, and what got me through the second Logan Paul fight and all the fights beforehand. But this time, you know, for me, I wanted to work on my boxing skill. I wanted to work on improving that. And for me, I know I've always got the dog, I've always got the heart, but right now I want to make sure I show everyone that I've got the boxing technique and that I'm up there with the other boxers as well. So.
JJ, there's a lot of talk about the Jake Paul fight and potentially that selling out a stadium in the UK. If that fight was to be made next year, do you think that happens in the UK or over in the States?
I wanted to be in the UK, 100% wanted to be in the UK, and me fighting here, showing everyone at Misfits, the pay-per-views, everything, getting high pay-per-views, showing that I can get more pay-per-views than him, shows that I am the A-side and that I have all the bragging rights and that I can dictate what goes on. So yeah, I'm going to try and make it happen in the UK, but yeah, we'll see.
Could you explain the casual fan who mightn't understand, you're working with London Shoot. Obviously, you worked with Vidal before.
Yes.
A casual fan might think MMA gym is a bit strange. Why is London Shoot the right fit for you?
Well, Alexis is well trained when it comes to all forms of combat, and what's beautiful about this shoot fights is he's able to teach me different ways to box instead of just the traditional hands up and just be standard or be traditional. He allows me to be myself and use my strengths to the best of my abilities, as well as being able to be fast, be able to use the jab, switch different stances. I can fight southpaw now. I can fight orthodox better. I'm able to do certain moves that I wouldn't normally know in a traditional boxing gym. And August 27th, I'll show you those moves, and it's going to freak people out, it's going to excite people, and it's going to make people go, okay, he's serious about this.
Finish that, guys.
Okay, thank you guys, appreciate it.